Hello and welcome to the managerial economics class. So in this segment we are discussing about law of supply. In our previous video we have already discussed about the law of supply. Just for a brief recap, the law of supply states that when the price of a commodity falls, its supply decreases, and when the price of a commodity rises, its supply increases, other things remaining constant. That is ceteris paribus. And the other thing that we studied in the previous class was the supply function. So in supply function, the quantity supplied is expressed as a function of various variables. All the other variables, all the variables that were basically affecting the supply of a particular commodity were mentioned earlier. In this segment, we will discuss about supply schedule. Supply schedule is nothing but merely a tabulation of the quantity of a good that individual producers or producers in the market will supply at a given price. So, there are two types of supply schedules: individual supply schedules and market supply schedules. As we can make out from the name itself, that individual supply schedules basically refers to the quantities that an individual producer, individual seller will supply at a given particular price. And market supply schedule is nothing but an amalgamation of various producers or various suppliers in the market, and the quantity they supply at various prices. Okay. So here we have individual supply schedule. Individual supply schedules refers to a supply schedule that represents the different quantities of a product supplied by an individual seller at different prices. So as we can see here in the given table, a producer of milk supplies uh, 10,000 liters of milk per day when price of milk is rupees 10 per liter. Similarly, when the price of milk increases to rupees 12 per liter, it supplies 13,000 per day of milk. Likewise, when the price it has been showing that when the price of the milk increases, the supply, the quantity supplied, also increases. Likewise, market supply schedule refers to a supply schedule that represents the different quantities of a product that all the suppliers in the markets are willing to supply at different prices. Like I said you earlier, market is simply an amalgamation or combination of different producers. Here we can say market consists of three suppliers, A, B, and C, and hence we can see here the quantity supplied by different producers at different prices, which combines or which totals up to form the market supply at the last row. So we also know what a supply curve is. It is nothing but graphical representation of supply schedule. So we know in a supply curve, in the x-axis we have price of a product, and in the y-axis we have in the x-axis we have quantity supplied, and in the y-axis we have price of the product. So here we are showing the individual supply schedule, which is basically based on individual supply. Here we are showing individual supply curve, which is basically based on individual supply schedule. So we can see an individual supply curve is rising upward, which means that both price and quantity supplied has a positive relationship. On the other hand, we have here a market supply curve, which is basically based on the market supply schedule, which we already have seen in the previous slides. So we can see that when the price of when the price of the particular product was 100, supply the quantity supplied was 1700. When the price increases to 200, the quantity supplies increased to 1950, and so on. So which basically means the market supply curve also slopes upward. That's it.